like to share a testimony of my experience in speaking in tongues. About a couple months ago, I received the gift of speaking in tongues. I had received the Holy Spirit, and I asked God for a confirmation, some kind of a sign, showing that I had the gift of speaking in tongues, and I received it. And I didn't use it much at first, and recently I got to a point where I wasn't sinning in any obvious way. I wasn't swearing, wasn't lusting, lying, any of the obvious sins, having fits of rage. And I got to a point where I got a little bit comfortable. And I find that the enemy likes to put thoughts in your mind. He encourages you to be comfortable. And I didn't pray as much. I would still pray every day, but not to the level that I was doing before. And I found that I started to lose that bit of that peace, that internal calmness that you have. I wasn't in fear or terror or anything, but I was starting to wonder why I couldn't hear God's voice, why I wasn't so tuned into God's will, and why it was so confusing to make some decisions. So I came to the point where I had to start praying, and I'd be praying a lot. I still wouldn't get to that refreshing breakthrough point. And at times I would get to the point of just physical, emotional exhaustion, because sometimes you pour everything out. You can pray sometimes even to the point of tears, because you're just pouring yourself out and being honest. And I realized that was when I needed to start praying in tongues. So I prayed in tongues. I kept going. And eventually I did get to that breakthrough point, and I realized that, it's important to always pray. And praying in tongues just gives you another way to keep praying when you're exhausted, when you feel like you can't go anymore. And just to let people know, the gift of tongues isn't like what you see on TV or what you might see on videos about these huge churches, because many people praying in tongues. I'm not sure if that's real, but it's not some kind of it's not like the Holy Spirit coming into you, taking over your body and throwing you to the ground and convulsing and speaking in tongues on the ground. You have absolutely no power over it. It's not that at all. It's it's completely in your control. At times the Spirit will put it in you and will guide you and will give you a kind of a sense, an urge to pray in tongues. It's not a sense of fear, it's more like guidance. You could be praying in tongues, and your conscience, through the Holy Spirit, will just prompt you to keep praying, and you might feel as though, I don't want to pray anymore, but you'll feel it in your spirit. It'll let you know to keep praying in tongues until you get to that breakthrough point, and you're in complete control of it. You can ignore it. You can decide not to pray in tongues, or to not pray enough in tongues, but you'll feel it. So I just wanted to let everyone out there know that if you're a bit confused about this whole notion of speaking in tongues and everything, it's quite normal. It's not like what you see on TV. You're not demon possessed. You're completely in control of it, and it brings you peace. It's not a fantastic spectacle. at least in my experience, and people that guided me to Christ, they let me know that it's pretty much just like that as well. So don't be afraid of seeking the gift of tongues. It's another weapon that God gives you for you to be able to conquer sin. May Jesus bless you.